Prosto jest na posłach Millstone, opposed to Yawashim, Shabashim, Kokodash. Shalom to the one that Hebrews, the light, Zechariah, the night, which was the gold Negroes, Latias, and Arab Americans. Cell's bloodline, who is still opposed together, according to the book of Jeremiah 50:2, but the label on the adoption, the covenants, okay, the glory, the giving of the law, the service of God, and the promises, according to the book of Mormon chapter 9 verse 4, Ecclesiastes 10:7, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth, KJV 16:11. I want to talk about seeing the law for what it is, not saying that you are righteous to keeping the law or to keeping it perfect, because you can keep it perfect, but you can't keep it. Proof for that is your daily life, okay? In your daily life, you can already have more sin that you want to know, that you do know, and that you can know, right? That you're able to know, right? Okay, so don't even argue with people who say, I can't keep the law perfect. You don't even know all the laws by mind, by rote. Huh? You don't even know what you touched in your daily life and what not. Sometimes you touch things without even knowing it. Sometimes you smell things without knowing what they are. Sometimes you see things without seeing them before. Sometimes you... This is crazy, man. Okay? Sometimes you even think you did something lawful, but in the end, you didn't know what was really there. Okay? Like, this is crazy. Don't argue with people like that. Okay? So what makes you perfect? It's the faith. It's the faith combined with keeping the law. Not keeping it perfect, but keeping the law. And that's not even complicated, okay, or a difficult thing. The Bible already tells you, okay, roughly paraphrasing, we don't need anybody who goes over the sea and goes over the sea to tell us, I couldn't find it, or I could find it, here it is, keep it. No. It's right here, okay? It doesn't need anybody to show you. The Bible is available for everyone as long as you don't live in North Korea or else the fuck, right? Get out of here, man. Okay, the law is a scientific, proven thing that you are wrong. You are wrong. Doesn't matter what political system you believe in, you are wrong. The Bible is the God given word on how to comprehend, how to understand, how to see, calculate, to sort, to order, and how to rule, how to judge, how to feel even, and how to make it the biggest part of your life. The law gives all the information to you. Guess what? War. But what does war really mean? It just means it is how it is. So sometimes you read things in the law that don't work with today's world 2026, right? Does that mean the law is something else? No. Even in history you learn that you study history because you know that history took place in a certain time. So if you translate it into today's time, you will always have your own studies going on, hopefully, right? Because you can't gather doves or collect doves out there in the wilderness, okay, flying to Israel to sacrifice them. You take a knife from your kitchen and you try to sacrifice. Like, what the fuck, man? Okay, what are you sacrificing for? There is no established order, especially not Levites, in some tabernacle or temple taking that for you. You don't even know who really a Levite is, man, today. You can guess, but you don't know it. Golly, man. Okay. So why is it that people still want to feel like we are in the kingdom, or we do have a temple, we do have a tabernacle, we know who the 12 tribes are, without even having records, because Amalek, the 1948ers, hiding stuff from us, or any sort of heathen hiding stuff from us, because they want to proclaim that something is there which is not there. Because if it would be there, then the scripture wouldn't say that there will be peace when the real Israelites are in the land. Is it peace now? I think even the most absurdity living cave monkey, okay, out there would know that, especially there in Israel, there's no peace. And it will stay like that. It will stay like that. Guess what? As long as you heathens think you are something special more than you ought to be. How do we know that you're not special? Because you don't have the law. If you don't have the law, you're not special. Who is the only ones proclaiming that law? Maybe a little bit the 1948ers. But really, you can't even say that today, because you have a lot of, even maybe not Nazi, but Germans that were maybe even raised by Nazi grandparents or whatever. No, today it's not what the world calls you, it's what you are really, what you really are. Who knows what you really are? You can do a blood test, but does it give you the information of what tribe you are from according to the Bible, which the Bible has for every human being? A Noah. If you don't know the name Noah, then you should study the Bible. You have Shem, Ham, and Japhet, and you can't just come from those three. If not, then you're an alien. Alien just means stranger, which you are obviously from this world, which means you're not an alien, you're not an angel, you are from this world, right? Even if you go into the Israelites might be not really too much from this world. The Bible gives you information around that, what I just said, but it just means that you have angels in chains of darkness, which you can also find in the scriptures, which are those same Israelites that I talked about. So basically, you heathens, you can't be the Israelites because you don't support the law, you don't teach it, and you don't rule with it. So the best proof against you heathens out there is yourselves. And I could close the video here, but I have some scriptures for you. Luke 16:17. and it is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one tittle of the law to fail. No, Yahushua didn't say the law is done away with. He just told you how to keep it. For example, if your ox falls down into a pit, of course you take him out even if it's Sabbath. Why would you want an animal to die if you can stop it from happening? While it is basically about life, about love, and about poor not there to make you believe that everything is nonsense and you just keep the law because it's the law. No, it has a reason and it is for the betterment. If you don't understand it by now, then you will not understand it. Romans 7:12, wherefore the law is holy and the commandment holy and just and good. Holy just means separated. Okay, so sometimes you need to separate from this world so you can understand, because this world, it is a circle. Turns you so much, it will make you be so much in the circle that you don't even understand anymore what life really is. That's why you have people being overly rich and really they just don't know how to deal with it. Okay, you have them sitting somewhere looking into the air with a look that you yourself don't even know how to look that sad or how to look that strange, right? No. Life is not perfect, but the law is perfect. So that in combination is, of course, a very holy thing, separated thing. So that also explains why you will not have a lot of super rich or rich people in the truth, because that combination would be too great. Guess what? Look at Job in the scriptures. It's a good example of it. Even when the story itself is something to read. I don't give you any information about the book, especially if you don't know it by mind, by what, but guess what? Read it and you will see that it is possible, even for rich people. But guess what? It is a rare thing. Because it would be too great. Would be too great. This is 1 Timothy 1:8-10. But we know that the law is good if a man uses it lawfully. Yeah, not thinking that you can keep it perfect. Not thinking to, torturing, killing 10 doves here in Germany, flying to Israel. Okay, like a fucking bug out. Okay. Or having a small hat on your head, talking about I can't keep the law perfect. I don't need Yahushua, I don't need nothing. Maybe you're one of those dudes building the so-called temple in Israel at the moment. Okay, the last temple. Anyway, I don't judge that. This is not a video about that. I just walked it into the video as something a little bit of being there. Again, if I want to do a video about this thing, then I do it separately. This is how you know my channel, right? I have a lot of videos about certain topics that are not even on the internet at all. Okay, bring you the scriptures and the right discernment with it. Okay, so don't come over here talking about talked about that and that. No, if you want to have a specific topic, ask me. I do a video about it. Or I bet 98, 97% you will find it on my channel. Maybe you're not able to check 6,000 videos in your 24 hours lifespan. Guess what? I don't ask you to do so, but don't say, okay, I don't know, or I don't do videos about it, when in reality you're just not able to to find it. Besides, this is my third or second channel, I believe. Maybe that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. But I had videos on my other channels also, as you can expect. Acts 5:29, then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than man. Of course. John 1:17, for the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by what? Yahushua. You see, so the law is one part. Okay. Without grace, again, one day means over 100 sins. I would say that's even the common day in a human life. Doesn't matter what country you live in. Okay. Let's say 20 sins, just you waking up, going to bed, you can actually do nothing. And you would already have at least 1 or 2 sins. I don't go too deep into it, because that would mean that people really believe that there's a definition to everything that is written in the Bible, which this is not the case. Okay, we have a definition what sin is and what not. That's why Paul said, to the law I know what sin is and what not. Okay, but please, okay. Of course, I don't have a definition for be not over righteous, be not overly wicked. Of course, there's no definition for okay, you have to pray 5 times in that and that time. Even the Muslims, sometimes they forget to pray. Maybe it's human life. Sometimes they are busy on something. They maybe can't even talk at the time they usually want to pray. So no, even a Muslim thinks maybe he's perfect, but is not, of course, perfect. Okay, and all things that you see in this world have to do with corruption and different chances of doing different things. So it's always the background, but also the things that people do out of it, right? So don't be confused, don't judge like a simple cave monkey, judge like a wise and heavenly, right? Like a heavenly angel, like the angels are righteous. Okay. Like you want to be like Yahushua, not just an angel, right? So behave like it. Stop with that crazy, nonsense. Okay. Like I told you in the last video, even a fucking monkey in the jungle, like a fucking animal, man. Okay, like you have even, I believe, smarter animals, right, than the monkey, to some extent, but monkeys are already smart animals. Like even he knows what is poisonous to eat and what not. His parents or her parents even show that baby monkey, what to eat and what not. And they will do it because they know how to survive and what survive and what to do, not to harm their body. Okay, wanting to live a long life, wanting to have their own children, wanting to make their species survive, specific monkey species, because you have different monkey species. Okay, but human being is not even smart enough to do such simple things, which of course all the other things come after that. Okay, I don't say that I can that I am perfect when it comes to cooking always the best that I want to cook, or I don't say that, but trust me, even in times of famine, the law and the Bible will help you. So how much more even in your daily life? Okay, so that is not an argument. The truth always keeps you on the right street also. Okay, there's one street that leads to salvation, one street that leads to destruction and complete hell, which we are in hell, but I mean, there's always some way to make you survive. Okay, I read about people that are actors in certain movies and certain TV shows, and they would not eat more than a little bit day by day for weeks or months just to stay a certain figure that they have. Okay, I don't even talk about models. Who cares about models? Talk about actors. I talk about people who just do what they want, but guess what? They survive and they have a better life than somebody who is maybe eating, right? But take care of yourself and make it your stage, if you will, right? Trust me. If you feel bad, then you will take care of your body. But that's the problem with poison. What you bugged out people don't understand. Okay, you will not feel or hear or see or know about certain poisons. That's why it's called poison. That's why you eat swine, pork, whatever it is, and all these different things, and you underestimate it because you think it comes just by you eating it. No. That's why the scripture warned you, okay, to not underestimate it and don't just even try it, because it will be something you won't hear, see, know until it overtakes you. Yes, that's what you call poison, you bastards out there. That's why you have doctors telling you how to avoid the next years, avoid certain sicknesses by doing such and such. It's not like you will it's not like it will not taste good for some people. I don't know what tastes good about swine's flesh, but okay. No, especially if you know what is in that stuff. Often, let's just don't talk about it. Don't matter. Nonsense. Crazy nonsense. Okay? No. I told you, if people would see the bacteria, the worms, that all the stuff that that is oftentimes visible even to TikTok eyes, okay, or Instagram eyes. No, they wouldn't eat it. Sometimes you just have to show to people to make them understand. And guess what? I don't show it to you. I don't show it to you. You have to see it yourself. And yes, there's a lot of stuff out there. You don't have to be a police officer to know how evil the world is. You don't have to be a judge in a court to know how evil the world is. And you don't have to be a little child that, I don't know, went to horror rituals being born in the wrong family as a child to know how evil the world is. Oops, that's maybe the second, okay, where I destroyed your pink pony nightmares. But guess what? Right, I have something for you. Let's go to Isaiah 33:22. For the Lord is our judge, the Lord is our lawgiver, the Lord is our king, he will save us. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The Lord says he creates evil and good. So in the end, even if I actually know people like that say, oh, Satan is real, but the God of the Bible is not real. Like, huh? Is that not something that, whatever, like, the thought, I mean, I can't really understand, because Satan is spiritual. The name itself says it's spiritual, but then you have people saying Satan is real. Huh? So spiritual things are real, but it's only Satan. Huh? It doesn't make sense. Again, whatever. Okay. Um, in the end, there is no Satan that is some way more extended professional than Yahweh Hashem Shai. So that's how you know that faith always is worth it, in combination, of course, with the law. That's why I have, of course, something against those Christians, because they really believe that faith without works isn't death. But that's obviously exactly what the scriptures say. Shalom.